You put the boom boom in the mouth. I think there's something going on with the microphone. Yeah, turn the gain down. Okay, there you go, bro. You put the boom boom into my heart. Here we are. It is 101 on 1202 at year 2022. Well, I mean, the year is all bullshit, but whatever. Hell, the date's really kind of bullshit, too. Here we are. Well, is the date really bullshit? If it's all based on this, we are, in my estimation of, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, we are 19 days away from the days stopping getting shorter and starting getting longer. So what started, is that Captain Kirk? Huh? Beam me down now, Scotty. Wait, am I down here? Oh yeah, I'm on Earth. Beam me up, Scotty. Beam me up. Right, universe? Get me the heck out of here. Or don't. I mean, I'm actually kind of psyched for December. I'm really psyched about how things worked out with Do You Have a Point? And, okay, inside of Do You Have a Point, I go out of my way to say there's no point in the pursuit of channeling, as far as I've been able to determine. And yet, at times, that whole escapade felt, I don't want to say channeled, more it felt muffled. Like when I was losing track or way with what my message should say, well, my body sort of went dormant. My brain certainly did. And I think there was reason for that. I believe, though I don't know, so I can't prove it, so I could be wrong. But I believe part of the process that this year intended to create for me was for me to face my beliefs and come clean with my doubt. Do I doubt planetary cataclysmic activity is on the horizon? Of course I do. Fuck, man, don't you? Of course you do. Even if you had the data pointing to the destructive evidence, I think there'd be more doubt than belief. Until you were sitting there watching the planetary cosmic shift of all our continents simultaneously floating around like some sort of dumplings in soup. That is when you go, nope, no more doubt. I have no more doubt. I believe this fucking shit is real. Like Dr. Zarkov, why weren't you listening to me all this time, you dipshits? I'm gonna get in my moon rocket and go see this guy who's doing all this crap, and then I'm gonna bring, I guess, a New York Jets quarterback and a cheerleader of a journalist. We're gonna save the world. Or I could be wrong. Kitty, don't get up there. Kitty, over here, Kitty. Kitty, come on, you haven't even made the jump yet. Don't make the jump. Don't do it, Kitty. She's blind faith going to jump up on my laptop where a whole bunch of stuff is that I don't want her to knock down. Because she thinks it's the only thing. Ow! Well, okay, no, don't be turning on. Kitty. She's probably going to erase my hard drive at this point, but cats suck, don't they?
Always scan this section.
Kitty, do we really need to have on ease of access tools? Huh? You just got the magnifier, the narrator, contrast turned on, and the smart keyboard started. Thanks, Kitty. Okay. You know what this is a good time for? Let's not think about Kitty Bong hit. Duh. Okay. Well, I gave the cat a good growl, too. Hopefully, she will realize I'm disappointed that she decided to make that leap of faith onto my laptop keyboard with all the destructive file closing and file deleting. I'm sure she just did. Well, who knows if we'll ever turn that sucker on again. Okay, folks, that's what we call throwing yourself a pity party, because none of that's actually going to happen. She's done nothing but make it a nuisance of having to go through the secure online procedure next time online. I don't even put that computer online. That one, the CIA doesn't even know about. I mean, they know about it, but they don't get to infect it. Well, they infect it with their Wi-Fi. Okay, CIA. What do you know about my computer that I don't? That's a game we don't want to play. Okay. So, getting back on topic, since I must admit, getting back on topic, diagram that sentence, mofos. Phoebe, doing a recording here. Don't need to give you pets. Maybe with my feet. Since I have no idea what I was going to say, I'm going to make the transition into this statement instead. Having named the first segment of everything, I Could Be Wrong, wouldn't have been bad. Because in many ways, that's probably what I should have led with. But I'm really glad I didn't, because it's such a pussy way to say stuff. Like, I could be wrong, but I think if your dog has all 4 of its paws after the age of 12, it's officially going to live another 3 years. I could be wrong. Sounds like you are, bro. Sounds like you're totally wrong on that one. But I could be wrong. But I think there are too many holes in the Sandy Hook narrative for us to look at it without thinking, hey, more investigation needed, brethren of the Guard of Connecticut Police Unitarian Agreement Hood. Come on, boys. Failure on overall fixing the holes. Fix them. I could be wrong. Wait, what? Well, see, what happened was I was late for work. And I had to do this thing where I had forgotten my PowerPoint, so I didn't even have a point. So I figure, well, first thing you do is you say, I could be wrong. Nope, no, you don't. No, you don't. You get that other stuff on the table. Let them see that you have an argument that you're not wrong. And then come back and admit where you feel a little less than on sure footing. Because the strength of your argument leads, not the weakness. Any law school year 1 mediocre Nebraska attendee understands that. Is Nebraska, do they have a law school? Oh, well, then it's mediocre. Okay, by definition, I'm not trying to be harsh. And I gotta say, I got caught at work yesterday saying a couple of untoward things by a coworker who I do not need her to have this kind of leverage over me, but oh my God, Angela, leave me alone. All right, but should she? I don't know, probably not. But I don't believe that she's taking any countermeasures to calm her own self down, like dream therapy. I talk a little bit about dream therapy, especially those weird little shrunken dwarvy guys that all think I've done such a great job of ascending and getting things done that they didn't expect me to be able to pull off. So in some ways, yeah, fuck you guys too, okay? Didn't think I'd come through in the end. I always come through in the end. That's where I come through. I don't come through in the first quarter because there's still 3 quarters to play. Performing in the fourth quarter is the only thing that matters. Says the guy who's late to everything. Okay. So maybe I don't have a whole argument there, but I've got a little argument. I've got a partial argument on aisle 4 in the fourth quarter. Dream therapy to me is the idea that you can control your dreams to a certain extent by asking for them to support your conscious life, your 3D waking life, the alarm clock's not going off because now I'm on my way to work life. So dream therapy is falling asleep with one of 2 or 3 intuitions. And use it as a mantra if you have to. Hi, dream fairies. Tonight, can I dream about something to help me at work? Hi, dream fairies. Tonight, can I dream about something to help me at work? Hi, dream fairies. Tonight, can I dream about something to help me at work? Hi, dream fairies. And off you go. And maybe that night you dream about nothing but puddles of rainbow-colored chocolate spilled gasoline car accidents in Fudgeland where everybody just licks up the accidents. That's how it's taken care of. So you're on the lick patrol, and that's what your dreams are all night long. And this has nothing to do with your career as a veterinarian technician at the School for Veterinarian Technicians in Beaumont, Illinois, right? So what do? The next night you do this. Hi, dream fairies. Tonight can I dream about something that will help me at work? Hi, dream fairies. Tonight can I dream about something that will help me at work? And off you go. And how many nights might it take before the dream fairies say, okay, tonight let's help her out? Could be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 nights. But as you do this, your brain will start to get better about what you're trying to achieve. And you'll get into these states a lot more frequently and a lot more easily. Now, it still may take 2, 3 nights before you get answers to any questions ever. That's just the way it goes. But trying to go to sleep with something as simple as, hi, dream fairies. Tonight, can you make me feel more physically well than I did this morning? Hi, dream fairies. Tonight, can you make me feel more physically well than I did this morning? Say you've got the flu, or you've got a temperature, or you can't stop blowing your nose, or you have just had surgery, or you just gave birth. Whatever it may be, your body will respond to your inquiry for physical health. And if there's something of a ludicrous nature that maybe you should be in on before the doctors find out about it, don't be surprised if your dreams are the first place that you realize, do I have cancer? I mean, worst case scenarios, right? I'm just making a point here that you don't go to sleep for 8 hours so that you can recharge a battery. You go to another realm. Do you take advantage of the fact that that other realm actually has wisdom to be gained? If you don't, start some dream therapy. I could be wrong about all of this shit, right? Don't forget. But one place I don't think I'm wrong is when I tell you what I know about lying. I made a profession of lying for 40-something years. Well, 30, let's call it a good 35 years. And a profession meaning the entirety of my life was a charade. Now, you can't charade your way through your actions. People see you do stuff. You say you didn't do it. Well, they can go, yeah, you did. He did this. So how do you charade that? Well, you don't. But you might charade the reasons you were there or what you thought you got accomplished while doing whatever said action was. Basically, you just manipulate the subtext, the subjective, the components in the game that nobody even realizes are components of the game to your advantage. And you do this all the time, even when you're pausing to take a bong hit. Pause. Okay, okay. 1313 says, how do you know the scale of opponent you have unearthed when you unearth a lie, or lies, or a lying scheme? Well, 2 and 3 should put the porcupine prills, as well as the quills, into a position of, this is dangerous. I'm working with a deceiver. But what about number 1? People lie all the time. People lie all the time. And not everyone is a bad person. Even liars usually aren't bad people. Schemers and deceivers are bad people. But liars generally are people caught in a bad circumstance, asked an uncomfortable question, or just not up for the fucking ordeal that comes with a truth that can easily be washed over by a little white lie, right? What time did you get home last night? Was it before 11? Yeah, I was in the door before 11. I thought you heard me. I heard somebody shout something. I shouted back and went to my room. Says the girl who got home at 1:30 after doing nothing dangerous, upsetting, or weird between 11 and 1:30. That doesn't hurt. But deceivers, people who leave a trail of having been home at 11. You came in and kissed me and it was what time? Mom, it was 10:55. I made you look at the clock, remember? Oh, yeah, yeah. I was so woozy last night. You were? From what, Mom? Did you drink that tea I gave you? Well, yeah, I thought that would make me sleep better, but I'm telling you, I just think it knocked me out. Okay, Mom, says the girl, who had her boyfriend waiting outside her window at 10:55, while she went in to make sure Mom was too tired to hear them having sex in their basement. That girl, Mama should watch out for. But there are two different levels of liar. One lies almost reflexively out of fear, panic, unsureness in the moment. Easier to get away with a lie than to tell the truth, blah, 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 blah. And the other is in on something deviant, or the originator of it. So my advice, if you want to know what kind of liar you're dealing with, is give them a route out immediately. Hey, listen, you know that thing you said last week where you said you were here, but I now know you were here? Because what Sharon said? We haven't said anything about that yet? Do you want to just come clean right now so there's no harm, no foul, and I won't give a shit, and I mean it? If that person tells you another lie, run the fuck away. Get out of there. Get out of their continent. Don't ever feel anything other than caution tape wrapped all around them for the rest of your time dealing with them. Because a good person at that point will come clean with you. If for no other reason, then your soul is giving them a chance to be absolved. And I hate to say that, but all lies are taint. And we know it. We know it as soon as we say it. We're throwing shade to the universe. Those of us who only do it in a panicky, God damn it, why'd you put me in this position? Now I had to lie and fuck, God damn it, way, when said, all right, I know you lied, but here, let's just, what happened? Well, Sharon said this, and then Billy said that, and so when I got home and I realized that it was all screwed up, I just thought it was easier to tell you I wasn't there. Okay. That all? Yeah, well, and I wrecked your car. That was me too. Okay, let's just stop while we're at. But those who speak about how it's still all Sharon's fault, you know that bitch Sharon, how she can be. Well, of course, first of all, I'm like, I got to get straight home. So what does she do? She immediately locks me in the back seat of her fucking car. Like I have a way out of a locked car. I'm the one locked inside like a goddamn criminal. When you start having that conversation, don't even let that person finish. Just cut them off, start packing a bag, and move into a Motel 6 that night. But the other person who wrecked your car, you can probably trust with your life. All right, pause. Okay. So, who am I really talking to here? Who am I really trying to get their attention? Well, it's those duplicitous speakers of the locked incident in Sharon's car. I mean, we all know since 2008 you can't get locked in the backseat of a car unless it's been actively set that way by child safety locks and an internal lock device that in the backseat of the car you actually have control over through your internal locks. So, bullshit. Now, everything I just said about the car's updated schedule of safety and lock features was horseshit. But as a previously willing liar to lie about anything, your final concern is the liar who's lying about shit they don't need to lie about. Shit that's not true. Or shit they're strictly lying about to poke someone else in the eye. That motherfucker will never recuperate without daily affirmations that they are no longer a manipulator of people, because they're not really liars. They're sociopaths. They're psychopaths. They are people who have given up on their own humanity and thus don't have a single shred of regard for yours. Again, I would get away from those people too. They're even worse than the schemers, who obviously are worse than the dreamers. Okay, I say that I try to bring a solutions-oriented attitude. And reason I'm telling you that there is really no solution other than running away from some of the deviant is because I believe that's the way that your life remains the sanest. You can try to coerce that liar into some therapy. You can try to love the sociopath into some emotional response. You can try to convince the psychopath that there's good in this world. But you could also not do any of that. The calamities, could I be wrong about the calamities? Of course. I don't pray. I hope that I'm wrong. I want the camel lionesses to appear tonight and have that dream insertion of wisdom that says, you are fucking talking out your ass when you talk about worldwide calamities, so just stop talking about that. But that would not go into my non-shocking headlines because I want it badly. That would go into my, I hope I didn't create that memory because I want it so badly, and thus I am now feeling safer than I should feel. I still feel like the earth is trembling in a way that says, watch out, surface people. There is shit going down. But how do I know I'm not just brainwashed? How do I know that I'm not just having thoughts inserted by the bioengineered food ingredient that's now in my yogurt? I don't know, right, CIA? Tell me how I could be sure, NSA. And like the FBI's out there even investigating? Come on. So then you start thinking, well, am I insane? What if I'm wrong about being sane? What if I'm wrong about having a coherent train of thought that I think I can depend on? What if, like, poof, the Mandela effect, all of a sudden there's no of the world at the end of We Are the Champions? Well, it's like if your name in one universe is Damon and in another universe it's Nomad. Get used to it, deal with it, and move forward with who you really are. Because ultimately, what else you got? I am who I am. I'm kind, I'm understanding, I'm forgiving. And what took so long to figure this out were all of the counterintuitive messages sent to me telling me that I was other things. And in fact, telling me that being kind, understanding, and forgiving as a male in America was weak. And I didn't want to be weak. But every time I tried to be their version of strong, I got weaker. Until I found myself so weak, I pulled myself out of their game. But now, like Jeff Bridges in Tron, or no, more like being Tron. Because see, I'm within the structure of the game. I'm more Mr. Anderson who realizes that it's cooler to be Neo and thought, well, I want to be Neo. And the golden camel lioness said, but you are Neo, you dipshit. You always have been. You know why you got to respect cats, universe? Because in spite of the opportunity, and some cats actually take up this opportunity, which I think is almost more hilarious, but in spite of the opportunity to become dependent on mankind and our feed you when we want to with all this discarded bone marrow food of waste from our process of eating meat on the side anyway. No vegan rant intended. But, because I'm not a vegan. I just don't eat meat. When all of this is narrowed down to why cats kick ass, because for the most part cats don't. But for this reason they do. They look at man's offer of, come be dependent on us. Come be domesticated by us. And they stick that middle paw up in the air and say, no man, I've got birds, mice, and other small animals to kill, because I will remain feral and wild even in your camp. because, frankly, human beings are fucking really hard to understand. Well, I could be wrong, right? Right? Could I be wrong? Of course. I could be wrong about all of it. Everything. Every single thing. I could be wrong about all of it. Couldn't you? Yes, if you were being honest. But, you know, do you lie to yourself? I'll bet you do. All right. I could be wrong about that too. But I'm not. Am I? Kermit the Frog says no. That's not Kermit the Frog. Oh my God. Where's my pause button? Did it go